All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. One of my subscribers, Kevin, sent me a care package, I guess you can call it. He did not have to do that. Really appreciate it. We're going to go ahead and open this box up. It's a bunch of stuff for my new motor. We got the motor sitting here, but don't worry, it will be going on an engine stand in this video. I want to tear it apart, take the crank out, kind of clean stuff up. I do want to finish cleaning this head. You can see that I got this cam needs to be polished. I will be doing that off camera because it is very time consuming and I just don't have a lot of time to show you guys the process. But it will basically turn out like this, nice and shiny. So let's get to opening this box that Kevin, a loyal subscriber, he's kind of watched me go through all this K-Series stuff, watched me blow the B-Series motor, watched me get this thing running when it was B-Series. So he's been around since day one. So really appreciate it, Kevin. And I'm excited to kind of dig into this box right now. Perfect. Size 4 diapers. All right, from your loyal subscriber, Kevin, read this in a video and when you open the box. Poppy, what up? I wrote this on my birthday. Be grateful, LOL. I'm joking. Give you some long-waiting K-Series parts. Since I first subscribed to your channel, you always wanted to go K-Series and you liked it deep in your mind. I knew this day would come. You join Bruce Lee and I in the dark side, K-Series. Do not falter from your original plan, which is a K20 turbo all-wheel drive with the pussy stick, meaning the sequential. Anywho, enjoy your gifts from me, your biggest fan, more than Stan, Kevin. So let's just get to this box. Very nice note. Thank you, Kevin. And I still have a few little things I gotta dig out of this box. All right, so we got everything unpacked. Starting with cam position sensors. I was missing the cam position sensors along with the hardware. This is the upper guide, which is off I forgot what motor it was off of, but it's actually wider. It takes up more room on the head, so the chain has more surface area to go ahead and basically be driven on. So, and new head dowels from Honda, right on, brand new. Inline Pro tensioner. For some reason, this is controversial. I'm just gonna use it. I don't really care. And I don't expect this right here, billet 4-port boost solenoid bracket. This is pretty awesome. And I don't want to open up these two things quite yet because I want to keep, well, first off, this is the hardware to hold the cam journals, which on the K-Series is different. So obviously we got the K-Series head. These journals come off. The B-Series ones do not come off. And I have the upper journals right here for the original head. And I can take this whole set right here, put it on the head, and not have to worry about any kind of line honing. B-Series is different because the lower journals do not come off. So I got a whole, basically a top end internals of a head right here. I'm going to keep it all wrapped up so the hardware doesn't fall out. We have the water passage, and I don't want to do all this stuff either. I want to keep the hardware tight together till the day I need it. If you guys didn't know, Kevin is the guy that sent me the all-wheel drive trailing arms for this car. He sent me a lot of parts. He is very supportive of the channel. And with that said, let's go build a K-Series. Let's start the series off right with these new parts that came in, new to me. And we're going to throw this motor on an engine stand. We're going to start disassembling it. You guys are going to see a really nice K all-wheel drive sequential rally car build. That's right, rally car build. Oh, this thing's heavy. Oh, it's not that bad. Not bad. This is a dirty motor. All right, so I kind of did a little test clean on this rocker compared to the ones that are not cleaned. We got the head apart. I got all the rockers off. These are the bad rockers. Look at the pitting in that. That's pretty rough. Kevin went in and sent me some new exhaust side rockers, or half set of rockers. I'm gonna have to replace one of the camshaft. I have it right here in a junk bin because it's pretty much garbage. It has some pretty nasty pitting on it. We're gonna go to deburr this engine, clean it, send it off to the machine shop, or send it off to the place to get it CSS. I'm just getting rid of these cast pistons. Yeah, it's been a busy day. I just don't have a lot of time to sit here and knock this motor out and get what I want done on it on the same day. I would like to pick up the sequential in like 4 or 5 months. I don't know if that's going to happen at this point. I'm not selling any of my parts, at least any of my big ticket items, such as the transmission. I got cams, I got the clutch, intake manifold setup, turbo manifold. I got a ton of parts. I got a ton of stuff to do. So let's go ahead and take this engine apart, or this short block apart. All right, so it is now the next day. I actually got to this engine a lot sooner than I wanted to, so which is good. We're gonna go and start disassembling it. I'm gonna flip it over. We're gonna remove this base plate right here. Actually, you know what? Let's drop the rods out of it first, rods and pistons, and then we will start taking the crank out of this thing. These bearings look pretty fresh, so I want to see what the journals look like. All right, so we got the rods and the pistons out. And interestingly enough, these are floating wrist pins, which is kind of cool, I guess. I don't know if they come factory like that on my case here, guys. I know these are just some cast pistons. They are newer. And looks like the guy put new bearings, new pistons and rings. And we have these caps. I don't know what goes on what. Hopefully there's markings. I could probably sell these. I don't know. I mean, last time I just tossed my old rods. But the B-Series don't have this floating, as in this rod moves around. So that's kind of cool. Anyway, now we're going to drop the main girdle, or this bed plate. The crank journals are actually, they don't look too bad. So I'm going to go ahead and clean that up, take it to the machine shop, and then have them do their thing. Have them inspect it, make sure it's in spec. Better be standard, or else I don't know what I'm going to do. Well, I'm going to get a new crank. We do not like to cut Honda cranks. If you cut Honda cranks, you get rid of this coating that's on here, and it creates a weak spot. So I'm going to go ahead and remove these bed plate bolts. Alright, so we got a little minor issue here. This bolt right here that's holding this bracket on, it's going through my bed plate, and the bed plate needs to come off so I can get to the crank. Same with this. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and take this engine, we're going to slide this back out, and we're going to put bolts through. We're going to remove this dowel, we're going to move this bolt down to here, and we're going to move this bolt, the one right up here, down into this hole, nut and bolt it, and should be good to go. And we can pull this plate off. Then we can finally pull that crank out, wipe it down a little bit, and it is ready to go to the machine shop. Now this is a little different. It's a little different from my B series because the B series has the main girdle, but it does not have a plate like this that holds the crank on. This is a girdle, and it is the main caps. Whereas on a B series, it has individual caps that hold the crank in, and it has at least a GSR and a lot of the B18 VTECs. They have the girdle on there to add more rigidity to the block. This is all integrated into one, which is kind of cool. I really love the K series after digging into that. The head is super simple. The block is turning out to be very awesome to work with, and I'm really excited. It's a stronger engine than a B series as well. If you go stock to stock, obviously there's billet, there's sleeves, but stock for stock, this is the way to go. We're not leaving the stock. We don't need these pistons and rods that are right there on the ground because we're putting forged pistons. My favorite combo, CP and Manley rods. We're going to CSS the block, so this thing's going to be super strong. It's going to be able to take what I want to throw at it, 800 horsepower. A little lighter with the pistons and rods. All right, so I want to take a quick look at these pistons. So they do have standard bearings on them, so that's a good sign that the crankshaft was not cut. Don't mind the crankshaft, it is on a piece of cloth. It's just sitting on counterweights. That is a K20A2. This whole motor is a K20A2. These are also standard main bearings, so I'm very happy to see that they're ACL. They're brand new. The engine's actually, like, as far as the rotating assembly, it looks pretty good. We are going to retain the oil squirters because why not if they clear, even though I'm going to be running forged pistons. Don't know what that is. So I'm very happy with this engine. Very easy to work with. I do love the B series still, but I really love the K series, possibly more. So I'm gonna let me do something with this crank that's sitting on the ground. We have our whole assembly, the base plate, the bed plate, whatever you want to call it. It is also the mains. I gotta do something with that. I gotta put it in a spot where it's not sitting like that. Same with this crank. We're gonna probably just wipe this crank down. As you can see, there's a lot of assembly lube. Those are not scratches. Those are just markings from the assembly lube. We'll just wipe that out and flip that over, pull the bearings out of it. That's also gonna get deburred. So what you wanna do is you actually deburr these sharp edges on the block. You just make them round, because typically when you have sharp edges, this is just from what I learned, it's not something that I'm like expert engine builder, but when you have sharp edges like that, they're just more prone to crack. So, or get, you know, it is a weaker spot. When you round it off, it's less likely to crack. It is also easier to handle something that has a rounded edge on there. You also want to deburr, which is kind of scary to think about, but you deburr the edges where the bearings sit. So let me go and do something with this, and we will conclude this video. All right, so we got the crank journals as clean as we can. This looks like it was possibly already polished. Only thing I don't like on this crank, I'm going to turn this on my toolbox, because I don't have anywhere else to put this damn thing, is this mark right here. You can't feel anything. It is super smooth. I'm hoping that I'll take it into the machine shop and they will just say, well, you know, that'll polish out, or that is not going to be a issue. So crank looks actually good. I'm happy to see that. It's super shiny, not bad. Pistons rods, they don't look bad either. Bearings, exhaust tangs, or the tangs on the bearings are lined up with the exhaust as usual. We have this head right here. It is super claustrophobic in here. And what really sucks is if I had a full-size shop, these videos would probably come out better. But for now, guys, it is not the size of the shop. It is the know-how. And I'm going to be building this engine in the shop. This is the second engine to go in this car. My first engine was a GSR that's in there, and it came out to be a success. Other than when the head took a dump on me, lost the valve seat, but it's all good because I did not change those, and that is something I did not touch. So anyway, with that said, guys, we're going to be doing this motor. We're going to be doing, like I said, rod, pistons, CSS, and a sequential, hopefully. I don't even know. It's just, there's been a lot going on right now in my life, so it's kind of like I'm kind of losing my motivation to build this car. I'm almost considering just buying a whole new, like, clean case-swapped hatch or something and just having fun in it, because I'm at a point where, like, do I want to wait 2 years to drive this car, or do I want to, like, get to driving? And I feel like this channel isn't necessarily a channel where I build cars, but it's more like, you know, it's along the lines of me driving these cars, and or at least that was the intention for this channel. So building cars is not exactly my specialty, I guess. I'm not super good at, like, filming and documenting all this. Trying my best right now with this engine, but I would really love to drive this car. So I'm, like, almost thinking about not even CSSing it and just getting it cleaned up and throwing some rods and pistons in there. So tell me what you guys think in the comments, and we are done with this video. So peace. See you guys next time.